The hot, long summer days we all know too well are coming upon us quickly. In order to be productive while the sun is blazing down on us, we need to make sure we stay protected from the dangers that sun poses. That is why in today's Toolbox Talk, we are going to be discussing the different types of heat illnesses, what symptoms to recognize if you are experiencing a heat-related illness, what to do if you fall ill, and how to prevent them.
In recent years, record-breaking heat endangered millions of workers exposed to heat illness and injury in both outdoor and indoor work environments. Workers in outdoor and indoor work settings without adequate climate-controlled environments are at risk of hazardous heat exposure, and workers of color are exposed disproportionately to hazardous levels of heat in essential jobs across these work settings. OSHA has launched a targeted program to protect workers across the nation from the increasing threat of heat-related illness. OSHA's National Emphasis Program on Outdoor and Indoor Heat Hazards creates, for the first time, a nationwide enforcement mechanism for OSHA to proactively inspect workplaces for heat-related hazards in general industry, maritime, construction, or agriculture operation, alleging hazardous exposures to heat. This means that OSHA can now launch heat-related inspections on high-risk work sites before workers suffer preventable injuries, illnesses, or fatalities. For more information on the Heat National Emphasis Program, visit osha.gov/heat.
We will start by looking at the three main types of heat illnesses. First is heat cramps, which are painful involuntary muscle spasms that occur during heavy exercise or activity in hot environments. Next is heat exhaustion. This is a condition of your body overheating from exposure to high temperatures combined with high humidity and strenuous physical activity. Heat exhaustion is preventable, but if not treated quickly, it can lead to heat stroke, which is the most severe heat illness. This occurs from prolonged exposure to the conditions of heat exhaustion. The longer you wait to seek treatment for heat stroke, the higher the risk of serious complications or death. Some symptoms of heat exhaustion may include a sudden headache, dizziness, or fainting. You may feel weak or have wet skin. You may be irritable or confused, and you will most likely be thirsty and may feel nauseous. Some signs that you may be having a heat stroke include confusion, not being able to think clearly, an inability to sweat, and you may pass out, collapse, or have a seizure. A heat stroke occurs when your core body temperature is not able to regulate and gets over 104 degrees Fahrenheit, which could lead to damage to your internal organs if not treated quickly. Some common causes for getting a heat-related illness are high temperatures, especially for prolonged periods of time, humidity, direct sun exposure or working during the hottest part of the day, and no breeze or wind to cool down the air. Additional causes include heavy physical labor or strenuous activities on the job site, having a recent exposure to hot workplaces such as welding or working near hot and wet concrete, also sudden exposures to hot weather such as an early summer heat wave or traveling to a hotter climate, not drinking enough fluids or a low daily liquid intake, and wearing waterproof clothing. There are many ways to prevent a heat-related illness. We find that the best ways are to establish a complete heat illness prevention program, provide training about the hazards leading to heat stress and how to prevent them, provide a lot of cool water to workers that is easily accessible in their work area, modify work schedules to accommodate working outdoors in the cooler parts of the day, if possible, and arrange frequent rest periods with water breaks in shaded or air-conditioned areas. Consider protective clothing that provides cooling properties like vented safety vests, also wearing loose-fitting, lightweight clothing. Now we are going to share a few tips on how you can protect yourself from experiencing a heat-related illness. Know the signs and symptoms of different types of heat illnesses. Monitor yourself often and implement a buddy system to have other employees watch you to see if you start showing signs and symptoms, and vice versa. Avoid beverages containing alcohol or caffeine. You should never consume alcohol on the job site anyway, but alcohol and caffeine can elevate your pulse and can affect your body's ability to regulate your temperature. Additional ways to protect yourself include Block out direct sun and other heat sources if you are able to. Drink plenty of fluids. Drink often and before you are thirsty. A good rule of thumb is to take a drink of water every 15 minutes or 1 pint of water per hour, and wear lightweight, light-colored, loose-fitting clothes to avoid attracting the sun and to allow your body to sweat. If you notice someone showing any signs that they may be experiencing a heat-related illness, say something either to them or a supervisor. You could save their life. You may be wondering what you should do if you notice someone is experiencing a heat-related illness. Depending on the severity of the situation, you will need to call either a supervisor or 911 to help. Have someone stay with the sick person until help arrives. This person can monitor their symptoms and help to cool them down as necessary. If you are able to, move them to a cooler, shaded area to get them out of the direct sunlight. If they are wearing layers, you can remove their outermost clothing to help cool them down. Fan and mist them with water and apply ice with either an ice pack or a cold, wet rag, and provide them with cool drinking water. This is very important. If you see a worker fall ill or is not alert and confused, they may be experiencing a heat-related illness, or more seriously, a heat stroke, which could be fatal. Call 911 immediately and apply ice as soon as possible. It may just save their life. We hope you have enjoyed learning more about how to protect workers from heat illnesses and gain some insight into how to handle the situation if someone does become ill from the heat. We thank you for taking the time to watch this video and hope you will join us again for future Video Toolbox Talks. As always, we'd love to hear your feedback. Please let us know if you have any questions or comments. Thank you very much and have a safe day.